Hey y'all. This video, I'm just going to talk about, I think I'll talk about explosives. They're the funnest category. Now, I mentioned before that I particularly like the spitter. I'm going to talk about that in a moment, but first we'll just talk about rocket launchers and hand grenades. I personally have decided that I like rocket launchers. And if you look at the advanced players, the super high ones, most of them use rocket launchers, but some use hand grenades. That reminds me, a trick that you should be using is that you can go through the stats of the game and you can go look at the top players in the game. So I do this all the time. I go to it ranks them. The top player in the game, and ever since I've played the game, the top player in the game has been named Dragon. I think he's about 40th level right now. Well, you can go look at his character and see what units he's using, see what guns he's using, and you can go all the way down the list and go check out other people. Anyway, I should have said that in a different video, I think, but I think it's important. I wanted to talk about explosives though. So the deal with hand grenades is that you swipe the screen in order to throw it, and then it goes in an arc and hits the ground, and then it has a really wide blast radius. Now I find I've tried them and I like them, but I've found that I just can't throw it well. The swiping, it's hard for me to go the distance that I want to go, and I've really tried it. I think the mechanism is speed, not length, right? It's speed, not length. But I'm not sure. I haven't mastered it, and that's why I use rockets. The other thing is that rockets can hit things in the air a lot easier and way off in the distance. And later in the game, in the beginning, it's not like this, but later in the game, it's the great big units like the armored card and the orca that become your main targets. Those are the things you have to worry about, and the rocket launcher is a lot better for those. For ground troops, and ground troops dominate the game for the first 15 levels or so. Uh, the hand grenade is better because it goes in an arc and you won't miss. You can't really get a moving target with the rocket launcher, so it's not good for ground units. They're always moving around. Let's say, oh, that's right. I was going to talk about the spitter. So the spitter opens up in about fifth level, I think, and it's in the rocket launcher category, but it's not a rocket launcher. It's the only game, at least that I know of, it's the only game, rather, it's the only weapon in the entire game that really is unique. It's a one of a kind weapon. It's a grenade launcher. So instead of swiping the screen, you just poke like it's a rocket. Just boop. Oh, wait. Boop, boop, boop. Right? You just poke exactly where you want it to go, and then it'll just go in an arc and go hit the place on the screen. Even if it's way in the back, you can hit armored cars. You can hit the main. You can hit your opponent. It's very, very precise. It's also the reload time compared to all of the other explosives. It's about half. Its reload time is, I forget how upgraded it has to be, but it's like 4 seconds as opposed to 8 seconds. The downside is the damage is less and the blast radius is less. But to me, it's a lot. The way I play is between levels about 5 and all the way up to 20. The spitter is my explosive, and I go all the way up to 35th level, or at least 31st level, because that's where you get that's where you've got all of the ammo, and I use it on my main opponent a lot. I'll put it. You can put it beside the shield, and if you hit the shield, he won't take any damage. But if you put it beside the shield, he takes a little bit of damage, and it's not a lot of damage, but being that means he's got no place to hide because even if he's behind a shield, you can still get him. So if you're out of ammo with your other weapons, that's something that you can do, and putting a little bit of damage onto him is almost guaranteed. There's no place he can hide. Uh, yeah, so on my character, what I did is I used the spitter up to I think it was 20th level, and then I moved on to a rocket launcher because I needed it against the orca. The spitter can't hit it. Anyway, that's explosives. They go boom.